All right, welcome to session 2 of Ignite at Keller Williams Commonwealth. We have session 2, Embrace Your Job. So I'm Molly Kerr. I am our Director of First Impressions and Communications, and I just got done with session 1. I split these up into 2 videos just so that it's easier to keep track of what you need to still take and what you're watching. So in session 1, we discussed the value. So in session 1, we discussed the value proposition of being part of Keller Williams. And today in the second session of the real estate expert choice, embrace your job, we will cover the key priorities a real estate agent has and discuss what it takes to become a great agent. So before we begin, we're going to talk about never mind, because this is virtual. That's not really what we do. So I will do those success systems that we talked about. Just keep track of the progress and keep us updated because we want to know. We know it works, so we just want to know how it's working for you. So today's agenda, by the end of this session, this session, you'll be able to apply the 6 core competencies of a business, recognize your role as a fiduciary for clients, and review the success system. So to start thinking about what you will learn today, let's consider what questions we might have and what we'd like to learn more about. So I want you to jot down your questions, jot down kind of what your thoughts are right now. All right. So I want you to think about what part of being a real estate agent excites you the most. Having a career. All right, having a career in real estate can be extremely rewarding. Being an agent gives you the opportunity to support someone in making one of the most important decisions of their life. You can build relationships with others and live a big life. Behind the big results of a successful real estate career are daily activities and habits. The steps are small, but they all lead back to a big life for you. Let's talk about the day-to-day activities of a successful real estate agent, otherwise known as the 6 core competencies of business, which come from Gary Keller and the team's book, Shift. The 6 core competencies of business are the priorities you must focus on as you run and grow your business. Incorporating these 6 core competencies in your business activities can lead to your success as an agent and business owner when implemented at a high level. So welcome to your new job, your sales career. You are an independent business person, and it's important to understand the components of this job. Essentially, you are it. There's an appropriate saying, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So we're going to look at these 6 competencies of a business: lead generate, capture, and convert to appointments, present to buyers and sellers, get agreements, show buyers and market sellers, write and negotiate contracts, coordinate the sale and closing, and manage the money. We reviewed the overall path of Ignite, and you can see that we will cover all of these competencies. We will build on each other, each one as we go. Running a successful business involves engagement in all 6 of these activities. The number 1, lead generate, capture, and convert to appointments. So this is your first priority. After all, if you have no leads, you have no business. You must have leads to sustain a thriving business, which is what you signed up for. So we're going to break it down. You will learn and it will be repeated over and over. Your number 1 job is lead generation. It's the daily practice of talking to people about buying and selling real estate. Capturing is about obtaining accurate contact information, that is, a name, phone number, email, home address, and any other data a person is willing to divulge. Capture also means adding new people to your business database so you can converse with them and provide value. Another important component of lead gen and capture is that you ask for permission to stay in contact with each person. You'll learn more about the importance of this step as we explore lead gen later in Ignite. Finally, convert to an appointment. Capturing leads is wonderful. However, the ultimate goal is to find active buyers and sellers and set an appointment to meet and agree to work together. Remember, we are learning and building on each new skill as we advance through the entire course. This is why it's important to attend every session and complete the course, which I know you all will. The second core competency is to present buyers and sellers and get agreements. This core competency is about your skill during the appointment with buyer or seller. Presenting to buyers means going through the buyer consultation document, which outlines the entire buying process and all the steps you take to assist the buyer in the process. You will also address any questions or concerns the buyer have at the time. Presenting to the seller is similar. You go through the entire listing presentation document with them, which outlines the entire process, including the marketing you will provide along the way and all the steps you take to assist them in the sale. The expected outcome of both of these presentations is that your client, whether a buyer or seller, will sign an exclusive agreement to work with you. You'll learn all you need to be able to successfully present and obtain a signed agreement later in the course. Third one is about showing buyers and marketing listings for sellers. So what does that mean? What do these mean to you? Think about that. Showing buyers is all about understanding the needs of the buyer and selecting houses for them to experience with. Marketing sellers translates to marketing their house in the best possible light and via the most channels to ensure that they have that as many potential buyers as possible see it and are interested in it. The fourth one is writing and negotiating contracts. This is a big responsibility and one that many new agents are concerned about and anxious about completing their first contract accurately. Negotiating is another competency that requires practice, calm, and a win-win mindset like we discussed in our KW's beliefs in session 1, win-win or no deal. The fifth one is about getting the deal all the way to closing, where the buyer gets the new keys to their home or the seller releases the home to the buyers and you get paid. Keep in mind that not all deals make it to close for a variety of reasons. It takes skill, and this is why it's one of your core competencies. The sixth is manage the money. You already learned from day one, paycheck you get upon closing is not to be put in your pocket and spent. There will be expenses to pay and the ever-present taxes that must be saved for and paid every quarter. So, like we talked about in the first session, how that money gets split in half and there's another third, another third, another third. Keep that in mind. That's why managing the money is so important. There's a great KWU course for you to take called Profitability. Agent Financials. Most likely will be offered at a regional or international level. Alright, so the next one, mindset matters. There's another essential component to this job. It's mindset. Your mindset each and every day. We talked about mindset in session 1, and you've got the KW belief systems along with the 6 personal perspectives to keep you strong. It's important to keep your mindset programmed to success and continue to believe in yourself. There may be days when you feel less accomplished and you'll need to pull yourself up and keep going. Maintain a mindset focused on being of service. Adopting a mindset and philosophy of contributing to the lives of other people allows you to be direct and to the point in your interactions with others. With a focus on contribution and being of service, you'll communicate more effectively with customers and win their hearts and minds effortlessly. Energy, enthusiasm, deeply rooted belief in doing the best job possible for each and every person attracts people to you. Take every opportunity to educate people in your personal, professional, and social life about what you do and how you can help them. These reminders for people in your network can lead to many, many referrals for business. So we're going to discuss some of the realities of being a real estate agent. So I want you to think about these questions here. How long on average does it take to get a buyer or seller to sign a contract for a sale or listing? It actually takes about 1 to 60 days or more, depending on how much time you put in the lead gen every day and how many appointments you go on and obtain signed contracts. Next question, how long does it take for a transaction to close and for you to get paid? 30 to 60 days, depending on your market and whether you're working with a buyer or a seller. 3, how quickly do you want to get paid? Or how long can you go without payday? And that's a personal question. That's something that you need to think about in your lifestyle. It can't be stressed enough how important it is that you develop your skills in these areas so you can get paid and be successful in this business. Lead generate every day, build your database of contacts, communicate with people about real estate daily, commit to go on a lot of appointments, and practice conversations to get better every day. Remember the quote from yesterday or session 1. Anyone can do it, not everyone will. Will you? Will you commit to these 6 competencies? Here's another quote from Shift, another book by Gary Keller and his writing team. It's about the importance of these 6 competencies to reaching your highest potential. To achieve your highest potential, these 6 core competencies must be done consistently and done well. All right. So next, now that we have introduced the 6 core competencies, you know the essentials of what your job as a real estate agent entails. There are 2 ways that you can serve your clients, as a functionary or as a fiduciary. We learned earlier how important it is to maintain a mindset focused on being of service. So let's imagine we're doing business with a company. For example, a car repair company that doesn't really care about your needs, they just focus on getting the job done and getting paid. They don't build a relationship with you or stay in touch during the job or after the job. Now, let's imagine doing business with a different car repair company. This one listens to you, expects your needs, helps you make decisions, educates you, acts as a partner, keeps you updated on the status of the work, and even follows up with you after the job. What's the difference? The first company is acting as a fiduciary, as a functionary. So they just need the money, they don't really care about your needs, they're not checking in on you, no transparency, all the things. The second company that cares about you, is checking in, keeping you updated, educating you, is a fiduciary. Your role as a respected and successful agent is to be like the second company, fiduciary. So in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller explains a functionary is one who is in a specific task relationship with their clients. They do the job. While a fiduciary is one who does not only do the task of the job, they are also in a high trust relationship with clients and feel total responsibility for the outcome. This is especially important in real estate when people are making their most expensive purchase. So why would a prospective buyer or seller prefer to work with an agent who presents themselves as a fiduciary versus a functionary? Well, because a fiduciary places their client's interests ahead of all others, even their own. So what does this mean? Win-win or no deal. If the transaction does not benefit the client, it's a no deal. Being a fiduciary is a big deal. It's an honor. It's more important than ever in today's market to wear this badge of honor proudly. Helping your clients understand your fiduciary role is a big part of what you offer as an agent. So we're going to talk about the examples of how you can serve as your client's fiduciary during a real estate transaction. So we're going to talk about how you can serve as a fiduciary for the 6 core competencies of business. Manage the money. Managing your money means being responsible about how to handle your finances. Would you trust someone with such a high dollar purchase if they can't manage their own finances? Of course not. In addition to giving you validity, managing your own money leads to financial security. Financial security provides you the freedom to be discerning about which real estate transactions you become involved in or not. There may be times you choose to decline a deal because it doesn't allow you to remain in high integrity with yourself or your client. Recall session 1, we introduced the catered belief system, the Y4 C2Ts. The Y4 C2Ts is your guidepost for knowing how to serve as a fiduciary for your clients. So in this section, you will be introduced to your daily success system, which is part of your daily Ignite course. The success system gets you in the habit of lead generation while in the company of your fellow participants, which right now is just virtual, and others in the market center who will support you and help you in your journey. So, in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller states, what you have to embrace is the fact that it is the number of qualified leads you have that will either grow your business, keep your business, or put you out of business. Nothing else about your business will have as big an impact on it as the number of leads you have. So why do you think cultivating leads are so essential to the success of your business? Think about that. Although lead generation and lead follow-up are the most important priorities you have when running and thriving this business, sometimes they may feel uncomfortable to do, especially as a new agent. Feeling at ease when talking to people you know and don't know about how you can help them with their real estate needs is a skill that takes time to develop. One of the best ways to feel more comfortable communicating with potential leads is by role playing and practicing the most common conversation you will have with your clients, potential clients, and other agents involved in a real estate transaction. It's also imperative to have an accountability system in place to support your consistency in lead generation and lead follow-up. Accountable people achieve results others can only dream of, and that's with Gary Keller in The One Thing. So accountability is a crucial part of achieving your goals. When you report to someone else on your progress to your goals, you gain more focus and motivation. Think of accountability as a process. It is difficult to maintain throughout over the long term, but when you must defend your activities to an objective observer, it becomes easier to stay focused. Accountability is about getting and implementing feedback. You must take time on a regular planned basis to meet with whoever is holding you accountable, to look at your numbers, and to refocus your efforts. So speaking of accountability, you cannot do it alone. For this reason, at Ignite, we partner up with another person to help each other succeed. One of the great beliefs of having an accountability partner is that it increases your productivity and keeps you on track and in check with your goals. You'll provide accountability for your partner, and your partner will provide accountability to you. We suggest that you follow these guidelines that are also listed when you provide and receive accountability. Provide a safe place to share, follow through with action items, listen and pay attention while the other person shares, set a frequency of checking in, dig deep to find out why you do the things you do, respect each other in the process, create a commitment and stick to it, be open to receiving feedback, give specific feedback, have each other's best interests in mind. Earlier, you heard everyone introduce themselves. Now look around the room and pick someone to be your, well, okay. So where we're virtual, this doesn't necessarily apply to look around the room and pick it. So what I want you to do is think of somebody in your life. It can be this, it can be a Market Center staff member, it could be me, it could be Lexi, it could be Joseph, it could be whoever. Keep you accountable as you work towards these goals. So another very important duty of accountability partners is to role play conversations every day. Be certain to set the time to do this. Some partners agree to call each other every morning at the same time, taking turns as the agent and the potential client. This is a great time to expand your confidence with asking forward questions like we discussed in session 1, or for offering value, or for following up on a social post. Make good use of this time together. Top agents report they continue to practice conversations daily. It's that important. In the first session, we introduced the success system. We provided you with a success system tracker as another method of accountability that we will be using during Ignite. Today, we want to focus on the first 3 activities. We will discuss the other activities in upcoming sessions. Remember, completing these activities is important because they will help you build and nurture relationships with others. All right, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. Peter Drucker. So how does this apply to the success system we just discussed? The success system may seem like a tall mountain to climb, and it can be achieved by measuring and improving every day. Top agents measure their important numbers so they can improve. Start measuring now and condition yourself to this habit. You'll be happy you did. The first activity on the daily success system tracker is to engage in 10 conversations with people that you know daily. You may wonder what you should say in your conversation, so we're going to recall the Ford method that we discussed in session 1. It's an approachable way to start a conversation with someone in your sphere of influence. So Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. It puts the focus on the other person, shows you care about them, and puts the other person at ease. So what are questions you could ask a member of your sphere about their family, about their occupation, their recreation, their dreams? Recreation is their hobby, so if they like to go kayaking, ask them about the recent kayaking trip. So besides the Ford method, you can always share gratitude and appreciation with people. They will appreciate you for it. So maybe it's just a gratitude call because it fills their bucket and it fills your bucket too, to say thank you for whatever they've been doing in your life. There are some best practices. Board is not an interview or interrogation. It is meant to stimulate a conversation that is a two-way dialogue. So when you use board, your role is to ask a question and then listen carefully without interruption. Then make comments, add your own thoughts, and ask more probing questions. So asking more questions is especially important, and they must be appropriate questions. So, for example, avoid the awkwardness. So if you ask an occupation question and they answer, well, I got laid off and I'm on unemployment, you would not jump right into a recreation question of like, I don't know, that would just be insensitive and rude. So if you went, I just got laid off and I'm on unemployment, be like, well, so how was that hiring trip? Very insensitive. So maybe dig a little deeper into how they're doing. So ask, how can I help? I can ask around and find out who's hiring, if that works for you. Just be someone who listens and understands. Likewise, if a response to an occupation question is, I just started a new job, you wouldn't respond back with, so what do you like doing for fun on the weekend? You would ask, how's that working out for you? Let's look at the example of conversation using the board method to inform people that you are a new real estate agent. So, for example, I'll say, hi, it's been some time since we talked. How's the family doing these days? Have the kids gone back to school? How old is your youngest now? And then it's like, yep, things are going great. My kids are back in school now. I'm adjusting to being at home kind of more alone now. Everybody's good. We just got a review though, but everybody's good. He's 6 now. I would say my kids are back in school too, and we're all healthy. Where are you working now? Are you working from home? Are you back at the office? Obviously, we don't have to ask all these questions. That's a lot at once. But if it's like, are you working from home or back at the office? I'll say, oh, I'm a little of both. I sometimes come in the market center and I sometimes choose to do my legion from home and like I'll print stuff at home. So I'm kind of half and half. And then I would say, by the way, it would say, I decided to get into a new business recently. I've become a real estate agent and I'm really excited about helping people achieve their dream of home ownership. It's keeping me busy and yet I'm still hiking as much as I can. Since you hike, do you have any recommendations? Are you hitting the trails this weekend? And so be like, yeah, I am actually. I just did the Pinnacles of Berea. It was really good. We did a little family outing. I did a more difficult trail. And then say, by the way, did you pick up any new hobbies during this quarantine time? This was on September 2020. And then are you planning to travel next year? Where to? So these are all questions that you could ask that apply to the board method, and also that was rough because I'm not myself doing this. But make it more genuine, make it more tactical. So if I say, yeah, we're all doing good, however, we just got a flu, instead of being like, well, I'm healthy, be like, oh, well, that sucks, like, good things on that, or man, can imagine how it feels, stuff like that, like, just be more empathetic, understand, read the room, and know where the conversation will lead itself. Let them lead the conversation. Don't try and force a certain topic on. All right. So the second activity on the daily success tracker is to add 10 contacts to your command database daily. Contacts are people who you have agreed to be in a two-way relationship with you. You will start with people in your sphere, those you know, and who know you. So if you need help with any command, if you need help with adding contacts, managing your database, please reach out to Lexi. She's our Director of Agent Services. And she is also our technology guru. So she will help you with all things command. So you're just going to add simply the people listed in your sphere and add them to your context command or whatever database you're going to use. You can do this during your success system time. The third activity on the daily success system is to write 10 handwritten notes to those in your sphere daily. This takes a little effort for sure. You must have cards, postage, addresses, and then it takes a short amount of time to write them. So what is the purpose of sending handwritten notes to people? How is it different than sending a text message, for example? People appreciate it. When was the last time you received a handwritten note? Didn't you appreciate it? It distinguishes you from other agents. It shows intentionality. It shows that you took the time to think of them. And then top agents make this a practice because it works. So what are things you could say in a handwritten note to your sphere? can even hear about that, it could be gratitude, it could be catching up. All right. So we've come to the end of our lesson for session 2, and now we move into our success system time. We'll do a quick reminder of the success system and then dig in for the next little bit. So I will turn off the Zoom stuff and encourage you to take this time to work on your business and growth. So before we do, remember that each day and at night you grow in how you think, feel, act, and implement what you've learned. From learning and ahas, you move toward the achievement of your big life, and that's what we're here for, to achieve our big goals. So I want you to write down how you've grown in each of the areas. Allow for 3 minutes. Just think about it, reflect on it, and then just point out common themes. Just look through and see where you think you need more growth at and where you have. So taking the time to reflect on what you've learned is important in building your confidence and celebrating your growth. We'll do this actively after each learning session so you can keep track of your learning journey. And now we move to our important success system time, where we work in our business together while supporting one another. So again, where this is virtual, this is more on your own, but please reach out to me or anyone in Market Center leadership for support. So for 20 minutes, role play conversations with a partner, top agents practice every day. For 10 minutes, preparing your call list for the day. This is another system that top agents use to save them time. Once they have lists, they start at the top and call without hesitation. 45 minutes of real play, role play in the real world. So contacting your sphere, nurturing relationships, using the Ford method, all those things. And 30 minutes of updating your database with information gathered from your conversations and following up on any promises made. Do this immediately after real play while it's fresh in your mind. So these are the success system, what you need to do. 20 minutes of role play conversations with a partner, 10 minutes of preparing for call lists, 45 minutes of calling that list and having those conversations, and 30 minutes of updating your database right after. These activities are the daily habits of success. We practice them every day and at night, and you will continue with this rhythm for the rest of your career. And so that, I believe, pretty much wraps up session 2, where this is virtual. Again, this is a little different, but this also deals heavily with command in your database. So if you need help setting up your command database, anything like that, please reach out to Lindsay Hildebrand, our Director of Patient Services, and she'll be more than happy to sit down with you and help you out with that. But yeah, session 3 will be happening this afternoon at 1 o'clock with Joseph, our team leader. And he is going to connect with your market. And then session 4 is right after that, and it's define your value. So if you're following along, be sure you tune in for that on YouTube Live or come to the Market Center for it, and we'll be there for you. All right, have a great weekend.